Let's see if we can get this right. That's better. Welcome. It's Wednesday. The week is what? Half-ish over. Tomorrow's Halloween. Happy Halloween. Early. Hope it is a safe and fun time for you. Fun day for you. Whatever it is that it might present. All right. We are in the process of checking YouTube real quick. I want to see if our friend Jace is live. Offer some support. Maybe some new friends. We made some new friends yesterday. Some people came in. People are still coming in over from our time with Goga. Jace says, poop howdy. Poop howdy to you, my friend. I've set my time back so I can see you guys first. Well, thank you. That is awful considerate of you, Jace. It's awful considerate of our friend Jace. It is typical of our friend Jace, who is always thinking of others. If you go to his channel and you watch him work out, here's the message that you're going to get. That fitness and well-being are within your reach no matter where you are right now. And he'll show you how to get there. He will show you how to get there in a easy way. Then let's take that back. In a simple way. You'll work for it, but you're not going to work unrealistically for it. You know what I mean? He's not going to say, hey, let's start off doing 100 burpees a day. Let's start off doing 200 push-ups a day. He takes you by the hand. Wherever you are, he meets you where you are and guides you. So if you need a fitness instructor, if you need a personal trainer, if you need a drill sergeant, that's not what Jace is offering. He is offering a guide and a friend. He will take you by the hand and he'll show you how hard you can eventually work. If you watch him work out now, he's working out really hard. He didn't start out that way. And he shows you how to do it. That's the perfect thing. If you tune into someone's channel who is extremely fit, working really hard, you might lose hope. Jace says, go on back. Go on back to his first video and watch where he is. Let's see. Jace says, thank you for the energy and love, Eric. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. I told you before, I am an evangelical for Jace. Because he's a good friend. Because I absolutely love Jace. But here's another reason. Because of all the things I just said. He will take you by the hand. More people will gain a true foundation of fitness that they can keep up forever if they follow Jace. Some things, some like really extreme workouts that you see, you might not be able to do forever. Jace, you can do forever. But here's the amazing thing. If you pick a day and say, I want to do something extreme, you're in good enough shape to do it. That's the amazing thing. You see Jace going through his workout. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Squirrel Sniper. But then he'll pick a day and say, okay, now I'm going to do 1,000 sit-ups. Now I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to do that. And he does it. And then he goes right back to his regular workouts. That's key. That's key, guys. Kayla says, hi, Yogi. Kayla, my friend, how are you? Sniper, how are you doing? HM says, OMG. How are you, HM? Sniper says, deep diving into negatively ionized hydrogen. Interesting. HM says, not the queen? Yes, the queen. Beyonce? Whoa, wait a minute. That's not true. That can't be right. Let me check the news real quick. That's huge, if that is true. And I would imagine that would be all over. Terry Garr passed away, which is a shame. I did not see nothing on it. I don't see anything I do not see nothing. Pardon my grammar. My poor mom, who was an English teacher. Nothing on it. Nothing on it on Twitter. So I would imagine you might be misinformed, and I hope you are, my friend. All right, we're going to dive in. Lesson 10. Lesson 10 of A Course in Miracles. HM says, got you good? Yeah, I guess you did. Kind of a shame, though. For one, getting me is no big thing, as I'm pretty gullible. Imagine if someone was like this huge Beyonce fan, how heartbroken they would be by doing that. All right, diving back in. Lesson 10. My thoughts do not mean anything. What a simple lesson. Hey, Songho. My thoughts... Hey, Eric. Hello, sir. Hello to you, my friend. My thoughts do not mean anything. None of them. Not a single thought you have means anything. By now, you should know why. Going all the way back to lesson 1. Nothing I see means anything. Lesson 2. I have given everything I see all the meaning that it has to me. I do not understand anything I see. These thoughts do not mean anything. I am never upset for the reason I think I am. And on and on and on. Lesson 7 and 8 and 9 say, I see only the past. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see nothing as it is now. This is why my thoughts do not mean anything, because they are all based upon the past. Even if we think about the future, it's a projection from all the past thoughts, all that we believe, all that we hold. The thoughts that I have now don't mean anything, because I give everything I think, everything I see, all the meaning that it has. In and of themselves, a thought is just a thought. It is just a neuroenergetic pattern floating through the brain. And then the witness, the observer, that which is present for every thought to be, witnesses it. That's it. The witness, who we truly are, is thought-free. Doesn't have an opinion. Doesn't have a belief. Doesn't need one. Who we are, the witness, is absolute unconditional love. Yep, I've listened to Alan Watts for decades, since I was a kid. 1981, you guys weren't even born yet. The only one who was born was Jace and Squirrel Sniper. 1981, a girlfriend's mother gave me 2 of Alan Watts' books. The Tao, The Watercourse Way, which was his interpretation of the Tao, and his book on Zen. And man, did that make a difference in my life. I was 16 years old. It wasn't too long after that, my girlfriend, whose mother gave me those books, broke up with me, and I was absolutely heartbroken because I had to give the books back, and I couldn't hang out with her mom anymore. However, 2 decades later, a little over 2 decades later, the girlfriend and the girlfriend's mother are both Facebook friends, and I get to hang out with both of them. Let's see. Boodle says, what up, bro? Hey, my friend, how are you? Rusty says, but I can't control my thoughts even if I want to. You don't need to. That's the whole lesson of lesson 10. If your thoughts don't mean anything, then it doesn't matter if you can control them or not. All you have to do is relax and just know they don't mean anything. Here's something I'll read real quick. Are you guys familiar with Robert Frost? One of his shortest poem, maybe. Here's the secret. The secret is none of your thoughts mean anything, and your thoughts are not who you are. That's the secret. So you don't need to control them. You just need to sit back as the witness, as the observer. Of course, you'll get caught up in it. And then just remind yourself. Here's Robert Frost, an extremely short, 2 lines poem that gives you the secret. We dance round in a ring and suppose, but the secret sits in the middle and knows. Man, we dance round in a ring and suppose, but the secret sits in the center, sits in the middle and knows. So it is the thoughts that dance around in a ring and they keep supposing. Suppose the worst thing happens. Suppose that I am a horrible person. Suppose you are a worse person. Suppose this is going to happen and that's going to happen and this is the most horrible thing in the world to ever happen. Suppose. But the secret of who you are, the witness, absolute love, absolute, sits in the middle and knows. Man, sorry guys. I get carried away. Kayla says, you got me too? Yeah, I bet. Okay, I looked it up too, Kayla. Let's see. Man, because I remember when both Prince and Michael Jackson, and when I heard it, I was like, no, that can't be. Devastating news. Let's see. Eric says, what book would you recommend for a young man like me looking for direction in life? Excellent question. Eckhart Tolle, The New Earth. Let me type it in there. Let me make sure I spell Eckhart correctly. So here's the thing, Eric. If we read a book, I put it there in the description as well, or in the chat, if you wanted to write it down. If we read a book, it makes an impact on us. We vow that we're going to live our life in a certain way, and then we forget. Have a book as your companion. Read it, and then have it close by so you always see it. More importantly, meditate. Meditation changes your life. It gives you this foundation of which, here's all meditation is. It's nothing profound. It's nothing deep. It's returning to who you truly are, time after time after time, bringing in a bit of true reality into this reality. In Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, they say there's the 1% world of our perception. This world. The solidness of my desk, the thoughts of who I am. And yet, at the same time, there's the 99% world of reality. Beyond perception, beyond concept. That is the world of heaven. It's the world of who and what we truly are right now. This is why Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within. Meditation dips us back into that 99%. And every time we go in, we take a little bit more out, and we have it in this 1%. So the 1% is transformed into the 99%. The truth is, it's always and only 100%, but we can only recognize this 1% of our perception. We want to remember, we just want to remember the 1% isn't true. It's an illusion. The 99%, love, God, reality, that which is without concept or perception, that's true. Buddha says, I just woke up, but your thoughts on thoughts reminded me of him. Absolute Chad. Eric says, thank you, friend. It means a lot, especially at a time like this. Hey, anytime you need to chat, anytime you need a friend, come on by. Man, I got awesome people who show up just to hang out. And every single one of them, Kayla Boo, Jace, Squirrel Sniper, and people, Songho, and people who aren't here because it's so early in the morning, they'll turn out for you. They will support you. They will just give you an embrace, tell you things will be okay, and absolutely mean it, and spend some time with you. If you friend them, almost everyone is live at some time or another, or they'll be on a live stream, and they'll give you all the support you need, my friend. Gurpreet says, hi, this is my first time here. Welcome, my friend. I appreciate you taking some time just to hang out. So, my thoughts do not mean anything. What a revelation. When we strip, so here's the exercise. You just simply remind yourself, close your eyes, examine every thought that you have, regardless of what it is, and remind yourself, these thoughts do not mean anything. For a minute, do that for a minute. When you're done, use this. This idea that my thoughts do not mean anything will help release me from all that I now believe. All that you now believe has entrapped you in the perception of the world that you have now. And if that world is not absolute love, let go of those thoughts, let go of this belief. And choose again. Choose love. There's two voices in your head at all times. There's the voice of the ego that is always demanding. I, me, mine. What's in it for me? What do I get out of this? It's always making distinctions. You are separate from me. You are different than me. You are better than me. Or you are worse than me. The voice of the ego is always wrong. Always. Here's why it's wrong. Because it's illusory. It's not who you are. The ego is a concept of who you think you are. It's giving you the belief of who you think you are. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just not who you are. It's wrong. You also have the voice of the Holy Spirit. Now, a lot of people might think, well, that's a Christian term. We're not talking about Christianity. The Holy Spirit is the voice that has been given to us that connects us to our innate holiness. It connects us to God. It connects us to reality. That voice is always right. The voice of the Holy Spirit, the voice of love, is always right. How simple that is. Choose love. The voice of the ego says, what's in it for me? The voice of love says, what's in it for us? And how can I give it to you? How can I give it to myself? The voice of love excludes no one. So a lot of people are like, but if I keep giving love, if I keep giving, if I keep thinking of others, doesn't that leave me out? Why would love leave you out? Love excludes no one. Hey, Joyfilled. Man, I can't help see Joyfilled hit my screen and think Joy-filled. Just her channel, just her name gives out such positivity and such love. Thank you for showing up, my friend. All right. And our friend Roger's here. Hey, Roger. Well, I'm up, so I have to get have to go get another wingnut. Another wingnut, huh? Our friend Roger is hard at work. Kayla's lurking. Sniper offers some greetings. Thank you, Sniper. Boodle says, a person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. Man, that was awesome. Nothing wrong with thinking all the time. It's believing that just because we have a thought, that we are our thoughts, and that our thoughts are always right because we're having them. Just because we have them doesn't mean they're right. They're just thoughts. Just thoughts. Useful tools, because a thought can create the world. Remember Emerson, Ralph Waldo Emerson, said the ancestor to every action is a thought. Every action is based upon a thought. So, what kind of action do you want to take today depends on the thought that you're having. If the thoughts that you're having lead to actions that don't serve you, choose once again. Choose love, not the ego. So let's wish Rhode Island Roger a happy trip on his way to get a wingnut. Joyful said that's right and says good morning, Eric. Simple, choose love. Simple. Just like Joyful says, simple. Does that mean it's easy? Not at first, because it feels like we're combating our ego. Don't fight the ego. Just recognize it. It's the ego. And then choose once again. Goga. Goga says blessings, chat, and blessings to you, Goga, my friend. Everyone is saying hi to Goga. Speaking of joy-filled, our friend Goga is just full of joy. He made my time Sunday afternoon for me completely filled with joy. It was awesome, just hanging out with him. Eric says, hey to Goga. So, my thoughts don't mean anything. First part. And just examine your thoughts. Second part. This idea will help release me from all that I now believe. When you're released from what you now believe, you can simply rest and reside in the non-conceptual space of love. God is not a concept, but your concept of God is a concept. Love is not a concept, but your concept of love is not a concept. Let go of those concepts and you reside in love. Right now, that which you are searching for, the entire search for spiritual awakening, the search for enlightenment, the search for illumination, the search for happiness, just to be happy. All that you're searching for resides within you right now, but you don't believe it's so. But examine your thoughts. First step. This is why the first 50 lessons of A Course in Miracles seem to be a course in negation. It tells you, let go of what you think, let go of what you believe, let go of what you have chosen, and then we start adding things. That's the wonderful thing. Get rid of all the things you think you know, you think you are, and then we start filling it in. That's the whole lesson of the Zen, the Heart Sutra, the Buddhist Heart Sutra. Emptiness is form, form is emptiness. The operative word is. Form, emptiness does not become form. Emptiness is form right now. Form never reverts back to emptiness. Form is emptiness right now. That means that emptiness of non-conceptual being, of who we truly are, allows for everything to arise, allows for the universe to be pure awareness. And then eventually all that is form simply relaxes back into the absolute, like a wave returning to the ocean. All right, let's get caught up with the chat, and then I'm going to say goodbye for a little bit. I'm going to go out and take my walk. Let's see. Pete says, we have living in a very polarized world before the election, leading to a lot of discrimination and hate. What do you think about that? I agree with you. We do. However, because it is the world of our perception, we are perceiving it. It's up to us to heal. Don't turn to a political leader. Don't turn to a group. Don't turn to a neighbor or a friend and ask them to think differently. Turn within, recognize the love that is ever present, and then extend it outwards. Course in Miracles says, do not seek to change the world, but seek to change how you perceive the world. And then everything changes. As Gandhi said, be the message, be the change. It starts with us. We always see it and we think, how can I change it? And we go in the world of perceptions and we want to change everything that we perceive. But we never do. You can never march against anything enough to change it. You can never protest enough against anything to change it. The only way to truly change, we change within. We don't even really change. We recognize who we truly are. We relax in who we truly are, and we live our life from there. Your life is your message. So that was an excellent point, Gurpreet. Joyful says, many powerful blessings. Joyful is welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday to you, Goga. Eric says, forever going to be subscribed to this channel. It's beautiful here. Thank you, my friend. You are the guys that make it beautiful. That's for certain. Goga says, I remember when learning about ahimsa, key takeaway was that our thoughts need to be so pure, since violence is not just physical. It's always humbling and makes me a better person. This is why yoga starts with ahimsa. Yoga starts with the yamas, which are the ethical restraints. It's called a restraint because you notice if you tie a garden hose into a knot, you are restraining the water. What happens when you release the knot? Water comes rushing out. So we restrain from violence, from harming, so that the opposite rushes backwards within us, and we become an instrument of peace. So ahimsa, we take it, so we always think of it as not harming others, but it begins with us. Don't harm yourself. Don't harm yourself with a negative thought of who you think you are. Don't harm yourself by smoking, mistreating yourself, by an improper diet, by whatever. Ahimsa starts with you, and then it spreads outwards. So we restrain one thing so that the opposite grows. We restrain from harm so that peace itself is all we have to give away. This is why Goga is the yoga teacher of yoga teachers. Jay says, we share unlimited love and kindness. Don't hold it in, let it flow. And no one demonstrates that better than Jace. Man, I hope you guys take the opportunity to subscribe. People who are new, subscribe to everyone. Goga and Jace, Sniper, Joyfield, Kayla, all these guys. Anyone I missed, I apologize. Roger, they demonstrate all that we're talking about here. As I mentioned before, Jace will literally take you by the hand wherever you are and lead you down the path of fitness, well-being, emotional health, physical health, spiritual health. Hey, Sean, my friend, how are you? Sean says, hi, Eric. Jay says, I bid you good day. Time for me to work out. I'm going to join you there in a minute. I'm going to go out and take my walk in just a minute. Goga said, oh, another Eric. Blessings. You're the third Eric here. This is going to be fun. You know, it's been my experience. You can never have too many Erics. You know, they say too many cooks spoil the pot, spoil the soup. There's no such thing as too many Erics. Too many Erics make a better soup. Boodle says, keep doing what makes you best. Have a blessed day, friend. You too, my friend. Thank you. Roger says, I think, therefore I am. Chris, Blade Runner. We can reverse that. We can reverse that to the great I am. I am, therefore I think. I am pure consciousness, pure absolute love, the pureness of our connection to God. I am, therefore thinking occurs. That changes everything. Just that shift of perception. If we think, therefore I am, that means everything stems from a neurochemical reaction that happens in our brain. But I am, man, that ever abiding peacefulness, I am, therefore I think. And when I think from the mind of I am, pure consciousness, I'm extending only love to the world. Roger says, hope you have a good walk, Eric. I wait until 7 while I'm Zoom. Hi. Gonna give Jason some help. I'm gonna head over to Jason, say hi, and then I'm gonna take my walk. Eric's laughing, says, I agree, my friend. I appreciate the Eric support. Sean says, my dad's stage 3 dementia is getting worse on Saturday. He was driving on the wrong side of the road. Then my uncle said, we're turning right here. And he starts turning left. Drove on. Man, I'm sorry, Sean. I don't know if you've heard me mention drove on the footpath. I don't know if you heard me mention that I spent close to 10 years caregiving for my mom who had dementia, who had Alzheimer's, with my dad. It is difficult. Beyond this, difficult doesn't even begin to describe it. My mom, during her dementia, became my greatest spiritual teacher ever. My mom was a teacher. She taught first grade for 50 years, and she was an exceptional teacher. Her students loved her. Her students, all these years later, still love her. But my mom and I had a contentious relationship. Didn't always get along. It got better as I got older, but we still butted heads. When my mom had dementia, suffered Alzheimer's, and I became her caregiver, I immediately had to learn patience. I immediately had to learn what it was like to be in unconditional love. Because when you talk to someone with dementia, you can't say, I just told you. Don't you remember? How many times do I have to tell you this? Because there is no just. There is no why don't you. There is no how many times. There's only right now. My mom forced me to keep returning to the present moment. The present moment is love. I could look in her eyes, and even though the memories my mom had were slipping away, who she was remained present beneath the illness, beneath the dementia. The all-encompassing awareness that my mom was always present, and she reminded me of that there's only love there. I just had to keep looking. So it's going to be difficult with your father. You're going to have to start making the tougher decisions. If you're your dad's caregiver or whoever the caregiver, he's, as hard as this is, he's not going to be able to drive any longer. It's going to be more work. It's going to be harder for you guys. But because he's your dad, you can do it. Your dad's going to become your greatest teacher because you're going to be in a position where you're going to have to forgive your own thoughts of how difficult it is. Forgiveness starts with yourself. You're going to have to forgive yourself for being impatient. You're going to have to forgive yourself for forgetting that your father is ill and that it is not his forgetfulness, it is his illness that is causing him to behave this way. And you'll forget. You'll be impatient. You'll do things that you regret. Forgive yourself, forgive yourself, forgive yourself. However this unfolds, at the end, you are going to be a more loving, patient, kinder, compassionate, empathetic person. All I can do that you know I'm there for you. I've been through this, so my friend, I'm here to support you. Reach out. Send me an email. My email's on my page, or look me up on Facebook. Reach out anytime, ever, for whatever reason. Here's what helped me become a better caregiver: meditation, my own yoga practice, and the remembrance that I could forgive myself and choose once again. Choose once again. You're not limited. If you do something that you didn't like, if you were impatient with your father, if you were said an unkind word, you're not limited to what just happened. That's over. You have the present moment to choose again and to be loving. So keep forgiving yourself and reach out. Allow people to help you. My friends, blessings. Thank you, Goga. I'm going to go out and take my walk. I appreciate you being here. Any of you guys, if you need anything, reach out. Sean says, drove on the footpath and his wife hid the keys. And Jason, my uncle, said that he has to sell his car 1 or 2 weeks, and then he's got to give up being Toastmasters. His 85th, by the way. It's not my dad, it's dad. I agree that he shouldn't be driving. I don't know if he has to sell the car or not, but he shouldn't be driving at all. I don't think he needs to give up being a Toastmaster. He might need someone up there to guide him. Keeping the mind as active and engaged as possible is always a good thing. So he can give a toast from where he is, wherever that might be. Let the audience understand. He's in Tama. So I'm not sure where that is. Tamasia. I'll have to look that up, Sean. And I will. All right. Sean, reach out. I'm here for you, my friend. I got to head outside. I'm going to see everyone later. Today, I'll be live again 1 o'clock. If you're around, come on by. Hey, guys, if you want to support the channel, I got that membership thing. And I got like a 99-cent monthly membership. If you want to support it for a month, come on by. You don't have to. If you want to. It's much appreciated. Take care, my friends.